question from Matt in Akron, Ohio, who asks, what are your thoughts on Skechers? I have long felt it is a solid company with very little debt and a good growth story. I know the China fears are playing into the decline in price, but is there something else driving it lower that I'm missing? Great question. Is he missing something?
If he's missing it, I'm missing it too. I looked through it today. I haven't caught up with Skechers for a while. The last call, was it Matt in Columbus?
Akron, but
Akron,
yes, Matt.
Columbus, Ohio. It's Ohio.
You know what? I bet there's some level of rivalry between Akron and Columbus.
There's some acrimony.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's move on. So, domestic wholesale was down slightly in the last call, but expected to get a little better for Q4. Maybe nobody's expecting that anymore. International was doing pretty well as of Q3, and that's more than half the business right now. I had forgotten that, or I hadn't realized that Skechers has almost 3,000 stores worldwide now. In addition to their kind of direct business, the wholesale business, they're really everywhere. They're number one in a whole bunch of categories. And I buy a lot of Skechers shoes from my little girl. She's 9 and she still likes the flashy shoes. And they're generally pretty decent shoes. They look all right for her. They're comfy and they last the appropriate amount of time. So international was doing well. I'm going to say maybe it's just the China thing for right now because they talked about it in the last call. They still don't know quite what's going on, and nobody does, right? Their products right now, as of right now, are not subject to increased tariffs, but they could be if the next tranche of a trade puffery goes through. But they're always looking at ways to move their manufacturing to other countries. Now so is everybody else at this point. So I would say that maybe the takeaway here is we should all open a shoe factory in Indonesia or Vietnam. But the strong dollar is also making things a little bit tougher. And I think we just have the wall of worry here. But when you look at how far the stock has come back and you look at the strong margins they usually produce, the good cash flow production, and the balance sheet, Skechers looks like a pretty good long-term bet to me from this level. May get a chance to get it in the teens or something and be a steal.
Yeah, I was going to say, just to be more specific about the numbers, 8 months ago, this stock is in the low 40s. Today, it's in the low 20s. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if not that you ever want to try and time things perfectly for buying at the bottom, yeah, but it certainly has come back a long way.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if we weren't talking about it today, I probably would have bought a third position. Because when Chris sent this over to me for an idea, I thought, the only question I have is, why is anyone so interested in Skechers? Because the last I saw it was, $40, and the valuation just looked like it was ahead of itself. But at 20, we're talking about a much different proposition. So I like a company like this that's pretty steady and trading at a decent discount. And over the years, their return on invested capital versus their cost of capital is great. I mean, they've just got good returns. They're really solid. I don't see anything that I would worry about, but I've been wrong before.